Hi, this is Bob, and it's Thursday, November the 3rd, 2016. Today's word's courtesy, and we've kind of gotten a little bit off the track there. We were talking about being filled with the Spirit, talking about the breath of God, and then talking about the fact that I'm a weeper, I'm a bleeder, I'm a sharer, I'm a breather. I'm just all over the place. I don't hold anything back. I'm just unable to control myself, really. And that's not true. I control myself really well. I mean, but as far as I'm not trying to hold everything in. We mentioned just a minute ago in the first segment, if you missed it, that I've got about 3 other brothers, and we form a triad. There's 4 of us, and all 4 of us men we get together regularly. And it's been a little while right now because one of our brothers has been very, very sick in the hospital, and this was said to me many years ago, and he said, Bobby, my friend Jimmy said, Bobby, you're just so expressive. You just flow, man. You don't even worry about, oh, can't say that or hold that back, or have you ever seen people cough or sneeze? They go. That's like, what? That's like all the pressure's on the inside. And when you do that, when you're stressing yourself like that, when you're not able to flow and to weep before the Lord and to give Him your all, then all that pressure, all that stress remains inside your body, and then you're not able to be free. And I'm the only one out of all of them, and it broke me up a minute ago when I said it, that I'm the only one. I've never been in the hospital. I've never had any big, horrible nothing. I mean, I've been really, really blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm just so grateful. And I hurt for my brothers that have had the stroke, and that have had the bypass surgeries, and that have been in the hospital time after time after time, and that have been forbidden from driving. I mean, out of the 4 of us, 2 of us have been just no more driving. I mean, I don't know how I couldn't do what I'm doing currently if I couldn't drive. I would just be like, I couldn't keep Costa del Green. I mean, I would just be, so I count it as the blessing from God that I'm able to drive. I count it as a blessing from God that I'm going to go and move a whole bunch of heavy bedroom stuff right now. I'm just going to go in there and there's nothing that I won't do. I just moved a giant refrigerator a couple days ago. I moved dressers. I move anything. I pick up big packs of just. It's bizarre. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, and I'm going to be 60 here in just a few days. Once I'm 60, then I'm going to go, I'm almost 70. Yeah. I'm the only guy in town that's excited about getting old. I love my gray beard. It's so cool. I always wanted to be gray. And here it is. The Lord's let me do it. I'm going to be like ZZ Top here. This long beard, and it'll cover my chest hair. What chest hair? Throw it up my back. What back hair? Oh, help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. Well, you'd never believe it that, if you look at my expression right now, and if you say, where's this guy Bob? What's he doing? Well, I'm in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Dang it, the traffic. I can't get anywhere. This stupid LA traffic. The traffic. What are all these people doing on the road? I'm so angry. I can't stand driving. This is horrible. Me. That's a choice. I could do all that. I could be the whole way. But what am I doing? I'm worshiping the Lord. I'm thinking on the good things of God. I'm giving a little teaching on courtesy, and I'm being blessed. That's a good point. The Lord just gave me this thought that whenever we're courteous, we're getting a blessing. Whenever I do something for someone else, I'm blessing myself. whenever I give away something, I'm receiving more than I give. You cannot give God. It's an old saying. But when I lift out my hand, and I say, here, I get more back upon myself. Judah was mentioning that when Pastor Judah from City Church, one of my favorite pastors in the whole wide world, and if you're watching, Judah, I love you, and you're awesome, and I love my friend Tim, and I love all my brothers and sisters at City Church. You guys are awesome, and pray for old Bob that I get to come home. I want to come home, and there's some I don't know really what there is, but pray that I can come home. I want to come home. And but Judah was saying that when he was first married, when he was first going on his first date nights, they'd have a date night, and they actually quantified it that way and said, yeah, there's a car like Mr. Bloom's here next to me. Yeah, it's exactly like Mr. B's, but it's in really good shape. So he was saying that on date night, he learned early on that his wife Chelsea would say, "Oh, I'm not really that hungry." Well, and Judah would say, "Well, we want to go home then? Do you want?" No. I want to be here. I want to eat. I want to eat with you. I'll be with you. You get whatever you want. So Judah would order the chili cheeseburger and the fries and a big milkshake, and he'd be like, "Yeah, baby, I'm ready." And then Chelsea'd be like, "Let's have a little nibble," Pretty soon she was like nibbling away at most of the meal. It's like, and Judah would have this thing come up in him and be like, "Hey, I can order you something. I can order you a plate." And she, no, I don't want a plate. I'm really not hungry. And she was, and there was something about, and I felt that same thing myself, that I'm really, really hungry. I just want to eat. And somebody's like, "Can I have a bite?" I'm like, I get really, really I get really angry because I'm like, look at that. I wish I could show you. I'm going to show you something here. This is interesting. This guy ahead of me. Look at that truck. Look at this truck. It's looks like a Chevy, but look at the sides of it. He's got all this rebar. He's sewn on this whole thing. Look, it's like a bunch of rebar just on either side of the truck. It's amazing. That's amazing. I don't know how he does it. That's so amazing that he's able to drive and, talk about knowing your truck. As he drives along, he's got to be careful not to scrape, he's got an extra wide truck there. I think that the law is it has to be like 12 inches. I think it must be under the 12 inches, the law. That's an interesting little side note, huh? That's amazing. That's so cool. Well, so Judah's there, and he's like, and he thought about it. He thought, well, why is it if we were all, and he mentioned this in the YouTube video I just watched. He said, what if all of us in the congregation rushed into the preschool area? What were we going to see? We're going to see that little Johnny and little Susie, that they're like, no, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. And they'd be like arguing over who has what and who has the biggest slice and all that. And Judah mentioned, he said, why are we as adults the same way? I'm here on the freeway, and I think you can see it. I'll show it to you again. This is my standard. Look at that, look, see? This is how I drive. You see the space there I'm giving? So that's not only a safe way to drive, but it's also a courteous way. Because if someone wants to come or go, I'm not trying to block them. You've seen those people that drive and they're like in the tailpipe. It's like there's this much space. Hey, get in here. Hey, yeah. What is that? Is that courteous? It's not courteous at all. I mean, it's like just mean. Here, somebody just blended in just now. Praise the Lord. I'm blessed. Every car that pulls in front, I'm blessed. Now, I don't want to be the Yahoo that's, 13-mile space, No. I keep a reasonable space. And of course, when you make a left-hand turn, that's the time to be the tailpipe snuggly man. When you're on the tailpipe of the person, when you're making a left, you gotta be tight. Because, there's only unless you have a left-hand turn light. But even if you have a left-hand turn light, they only goes for so many counts, and then it's over. So if you give your both a lot of space, you're giving up people making a left. So you're going to be tight there when you're making a left. That's an important thing. And sometimes when you're going to have to go in to get into the next lane, since you got a lot of these tailpipe snugglers, then you got to just get yourself in there, and you got to get in, because it's LA. You can't. Well, I'm waiting for the football field space. You'll be driving all the way to Alaska by the time you get that. There's no way that you're going to get to have all that space in LA. No way. You ain't gonna have that space. You're gonna have to just slip in, just put your light on. I find if you put your hand out and wave, people are like, there's a human being in that space vehicle. Wow, let's let him in. It really works. It's really, just a friendly wave. You're like, wow, I'll do it for a hand. I love that hand. That guy's a human being. That's really cool. So that's a courtesy, it's a courtesy wave, a courtesy niceness. That was the goal of today's Devo, and we're at 11 minutes now again. I think I could go for a whole hour here just with you, just talking and John and making happy with the Lord. And so Judah learned after a few years of marriage to just, when he goes on date night, hey babe, you want to just split something? And Chelsea be like, yeah, let's do that. And I want to tell you, it works, because my wife and I, we just went recently to, it was Applebee's. We went to some little restaurant, and we share. I just say, hey, let's, want to split something? Oh, okay, And if she wants to have an extra, whatever, that's fine. And last night I got pistachio nut ice cream. I got Rocky Road ice cream. And I asked him, my son, I said, son, would you like to have some ice cream? He said, yeah, Mr. Bob, I sure would. And that was like so sweet. I said, hey, Stevie, you want some ice cream? He said, yeah, Pa, I'll have some ice cream. Now, she said no. But then I brought the ice cream in for Ethan, and she says, ice cream, please. So I said, okay, Stevie. And so I got her a little dish, ice cream. She's not very big. She doesn't need much ice cream. And it was such a courtesy just to say that to my kids. And I of course asked my wife. I said, Jean, do you want some ice cream? And no, Bob, I didn't want to ask. He was okay. And let's stick with that theme as we roll out here today. We're out of time. My director's telling me we're out of time, and let's just stick with the thought that every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings. The graciousness. I think, Wonderful Life's going to be on here real soon. And take a look at Jimmy Stewart. Take a look at Uncle. Take a look at the Bailey brothers. Now look at Potter. Potter's all about every penny to himself. And he's a miserable, wretched old man. And Jimmy Stewart, who plays George Bailey, he just is constantly giving and giving and giving. And it's a very true portrayal, because at one point he's just like, no, I just want to do what I want to do. But he just couldn't get to it. He couldn't do it. His brother wanted to go to college, and his brother wanted to get married, and then the city needed him, and people wanted to have homes, and he just never got to do what he wanted to do. But in the end, at the final moments of the movie, you could see snap. He could see, choo-choo. She had a little choo-choo's little pedal, little rose pedal. Because the rose was broken, he fixed it, and he had the little pedal, Watch The Wonderful Life if you haven't seen it. And it shows you that giving is where it's at. Giving God back our breath in worship, giving to our neighbor in courtesy and love. And I pray that I can give some time to you. I'm looking forward to meeting you for a courtesy testimonial lunch. I don't know that I'll be able to buy you lunch, but sometimes I do. Sometimes the Lord's blessed me and says it's time to buy the lunch. So play the lotto. People will get a free lunch from Uncle Bob. Move over a little bit. See? So I'm trying, there you go. The guy did it, yeah. So My number is 213-713-8954, 48954greenatt.net, at BobBomb8954 on the Twitter. And of course, you're watching Pastor B. Bob Devotional. If you accepted Jesus Christ just now, get to that Bible-believing church. Start worshiping God. Read God's Word. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's going to be Friday. Yay!